Hi everyone, this is Renee from Find Your Light, and I'm trying to do a tarot tag from the lovely Amber in Wonderland. Her tag is deck combinations, something like that. I can't look at my phone because it's recording, so I'm just going to do the tag. Hopefully it records correctly this time, and then I will put the, the correct tag in the description box. So the first deck that I wanted to talk about that I love combining with is this one. Sorry, the light's changing, so I have to kind of be fast. And this is the Wildwood. I find that the Wildwood combines really well with a lot of decks, but I particularly enjoy it with the Dreaming Way. And I think one of the reasons that I enjoy it with the Dreaming Way is because it kind of brings the Dreaming Way out of the far past, more into kind of a contemporary feel for me. And sometimes with my readings, I need it to do that. So I do really enjoy combining the Wildwood with the Dreaming Way. The Dreaming Way is one of my strong combination decks as well. So besides the Wildwood, I like to use the Dreaming Way with other decks. Another deck that I love combining other decks with is the Chrysalis. I find that the Chrysalis is really able to talk to other decks really well. And a deck I particularly enjoy with the Chrysalis is the Raven's Prophecy. Let's make sure that this is. It's kind of hard for me to see which direction I'm going. I apologize. Okay, anyway. So the Raven's Prophecy has a really dark feel to it, and the Chrysalis has a lighter palette, but actually its messages for me are dark. So I find that these Raven's Prophecy helps kind of elucidate that. I find that the Raven's Prophecy goes well with many of my decks. But let's just stick with the Chrysalis for a little bit. I really like the Chrysalis with the Dreaming Way, which is kind of a no-brainer. I mean, for me, I think it's obvious why they would go together. Again, the Dreaming Way, it keeps things light enough, but still kind of magical. And I think that's what I appreciate about it. So that's the Dreaming Way and the Chrysalis. The Dreaming Way, again, is a really good combiner deck for me, and so is the Chrysalis. I combine it with lots of different decks. I also enjoy combining the Chrysalis Tarot with the Wildwood. So I'm trying to... I think that because they both kind of have an earthiness to them, they are able to speak to each other in a really nice way. And so I really enjoy that too. So that's the Chrysalis and the Wildwood. Not only are they good combination decks with other decks, but they're really good together. Another deck that I like to combine, that I find is a really easy combiner, is the Thelema Tarot. This is the back. The Thelema is kind of my... it's when I want a really strong tarot feel to my reading. When I want a really strong, straight-up traditional tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith feel, I will use the Thelema in combination with other, other cards, and I really like the way it talks to other decks. And so that's those two. The Thelema is able to speak with a lot of different decks, but it does particularly well with decks that have kind of a darker, a darker tone to their composition. That is the Thelema deck. I find, like I said, that the Raven's Prophecy, the Raven's Prophecy can kind of go with almost any deck, which wasn't really a surprise, but it goes startlingly well with the Wild Unknown. Just really, really a beautiful read, these two together. And then another deck or another combination that I actually thought was interesting. Well, I think that, I guess I'll just put this on my lap. So the Dreaming Way, for me, like I said, kind of modernizes any kind of, a reading that I'm doing. And sometimes I need things to be a little more modern. So, when I'm using something like the Ancient Italian Tarot, I really like how the Dreaming Way will kind of bring it forward into more modernity, but not so much. Excuse me. Not so much that you don't still feel like you're doing a tarot reading, but oops. Anyway, I just really enjoy these two decks together a lot. I find that deck combinations give me by far the strongest readings. So it's rare for me to do a reading that is just one deck nowadays. I almost always combine. So that's the Ancient Italian Tarot and the Dreaming Way. And then a combination that really surprised me, but I love, is my Animal Wise, and this is the Animal Wise, with the Japaridze Tarot. The Japaridze Tarot kind of does the opposite of the Dreaming Way. So as the Dreaming Way kind of brings things into a more practical level, the Japaridze brings them to a more like spiritual, allegoric level, which sometimes I really need and appreciate. So the Animal Wise is a very earth-based nature deck, and for me, when I combine these two together, it's almost like this is the conscious world that's going on, and this is like the unconscious. And so they give me really great readings together. I was super surprised. I put them together not because I thought they would look good together, which is a consideration for me, but not the most important one. I thought that they would speak well together, and they really did. They exceeded my expectations. So now when I think of putting them together, when I think I want to use them, or one deck, I'll think about using the other because it was such a powerful combination. So that's the Japaridze and the Animal Wise. I find that my Chrysalis, which is one of my, one of my most powerful decks, I find that it goes well with a lot of decks that I dropped a card, that I didn't know it would go well with, like it goes well with the Ancient Italian, to me. It goes well with the Chrysalis goes well with the Wildwood. The Chrysalis goes well with the Japaridze. The Chrysalis goes well, and this is of course all my opinion, but the Chrysalis goes well with so many decks that, I think it has to do with the fact that I just love the Chrysalis, and I find it goes well because it speaks to me on a deep level in a way that, so they just all talk to each other in a really great way. So I think that's going to do it. Those are the decks that I feel are really strong combinations and combiners. So that would be the Dreaming Way, the Japaridze, the Chrysalis, the Raven's Prophecy, and the Wildwood. I also really love, and I'll just speak about it really quick because I kind of forgot about it. It's down here. The Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Gosh, it goes well with all of those decks. For me, I just really, really love it in those combinations. And then I really love it with the Japaridze Tarot. Again, they kind of speak in a language that I understand. And for me, they're speaking to each other. The images are speaking to each other, which really helps me go deeper and dig deeper. So that's the Psychic Tarot for the Heart and the Japaridze together. Really, really like those two together. Okay, well, I really enjoyed this tag, and I hope to see other people's responses. Thanks so much. Bye.